Hey Chiefs fans! We're here with the latest Chiefs updates just for you. I'll be bringing you all the details first, so if you want to stay updated, check out the channel for subscribe and hit that like button. Here we go. Now, let's talk about what's on everyone's minds, Isaiah Pacheco. If you were watching last Sunday, you saw him go down late in the game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Didn't it look good when his leg was bent backwards at the bottom of that pile, and then to see him walk out of the stadium on crutches in a walking boot? Yeah, that hit home for all of us. Fast forward to Monday, and we learned the official diagnosis, a fractured fibula. Not the news any of us wanted to hear. This injury is serious and unfortunately, we will be without Pacheco for at least 6 to 8 weeks. Doctors are saying he will need surgery, and after that, it will be all about rehab and recovery. But hey, before we dive into the details of the injury and what it means for the Chiefs, let's take a moment to remember how important Pacheco was to our team. When Pacheco left the game, he had 24 touches for 111 yards from scrimmage. The guy was in the midst of a career season. He was our spark, the kind of player who keeps defenses on their toes, and to lose him? That's a huge blow to our offense. But as tough as it is for Pacheco and the team, there is a silver lining. This injury could have been much worse. It could have been season-ending, but there is hope that he will be back for the most critical part of the year, the playoff race. So, what exactly is a fibula fracture? The fibula is the smaller of the two bones in the lower leg and doesn't carry much weight. It's there primarily to stabilize the ankle and serves as an attachment point for muscles and ligaments. But when it breaks, especially in a way like Pacheco's injury, where his foot got caught in a pile, it's a complicated recovery process. From what we know, the concern is that the injury may have occurred near the distal tibiofibular joint, which is right at the ankle. That's not a great location for a fracture because of the complexity of the ankle joint, with all of its muscles, nerves, and ligaments. And if there's damage to the ligament, which is a real possibility given how his injury happened, that could make his recovery even longer. Of course, the team hasn't confirmed exactly where the fracture is or if there's any damage to the ligament, but based on the mechanism of injury, it's safe to assume it's not just a simple break. If it's a clean fracture in the shaft of the fibula, that's better news, it's less complicated, and we could see Pacheco back sooner rather than later. But if it's in the ankle and there's more damage, we're looking at a more complex recovery. So what's next for Pacheco? Surgery, first and foremost. He'll likely have a plate and screws inserted to stabilize the bone. After that, it's all about rehab. And let me tell you, it's not going to be easy. Rehab will focus on stabilizing his ankle and rebuilding strength in his leg. There will be a lot of work done on dynamic stability, single leg exercises, working on unstable surfaces, and getting back that explosive power that makes Pacheco such a dangerous player. And don't forget, this isn't the first time we've seen a player go through this. Look at other guys around the league. Tony Pollard of the Titans, Mark Andrews of the Ravens, and Tank Dell of the Texans have had similar injuries. For Pollard, he's not fully back to full fitness yet, and with Andrews and Dell, it's still too early to tell how they'll recover. So we need to be realistic about what to expect from Pacheco when he does return. It's going to take time. If we're talking timelines, the best-case scenario is that Pacheco will be out for 6 to 8 weeks. That puts his potential return somewhere in mid-November, but that's assuming everything goes perfectly. He's going to miss some big games, including matchups against the Falcons, Chargers, Saints, 49ers, Raiders, Buccaneers, and Broncos. And even when he does return, it's not like he'll be 100% right away. There's going to be a ramp-up period where he gets back into football shape, and we can't expect him to immediately produce at the level we're used to seeing. The bottom line is that while 6 to 8 weeks is the best-case scenario, we have to be prepared for the possibility that he could miss longer, especially if there's ligament damage. And even when he does return, we have to manage our expectations. Will he be the same explosive, game-changing player we've seen? That remains to be seen. But one thing we know for sure is that Pacheco is one of the hardest workers on this team. He has the drive and determination to get through this rehab, and that will be it. Kay, is this injury going to impact the rest of our season? Do you think the offense can adapt without Pacheco, or are we in for some tough times ahead? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. His injury is definitely a tough blow, with him out for the next 6 to 8 weeks due to a fibula injury. But as always with the Chiefs, it's about the next man up. So who's going to step in and fill those shoes? The team just made a big move, bringing back Kareem Hunt. Hunt is a familiar face, and we know he can be a threat in the passing game. But there's more going on in the running back room, and a guy you might not think of could be a real game changer, Carson Steele. Steele went undrafted out of UCLA, but don't sleep on him. This guy had an incredible college career, racking up over 3,200 rushing yards and 26 touchdowns. And he wasn't just effective on the ground, he proved he can be a dual threat with solid receiving stats as well, totaling over 150 receiving yards each season with 4 receiving touchdowns. And let's not forget about Samaje Perine, another solid option. But the real buzz is around Steele. He showed flashes of brilliance during the preseason, and if he can tap into that potential now, he could be a huge asset while Pacheco is recovering. Coach Andy Reid even said, "We're fortunate to have some good people here," when talking about the running back room, and Steele could be the breakout player we didn't see coming. So what do you think, Chiefs fans? Can Steele step up and make an impact while Pacheco is out, or will Kareem Hunt take on the bulk of the work? Now, let's talk about something that has the entire NFL world buzzing again. The Kansas City Chiefs won a close game against the Bengals, but of course the haters are out in full force, complaining about the referees. Surprise, surprise, right? This time, it's about a pass interference call on 4th and long on Bengals rookie John Anthony. That flag gave us another set of downs, and well, you know what happened next, KC secured the win. But here's what no one's talking about. Just one play earlier, a penalty on Wanya Morris negated a huge gain for us. Funny how people tend to overlook that, huh? Former NFL backup QB Chase Daniel came to our defense this week, and he wasn't holding back. He basically said that the reason the Chiefs win these close games has nothing to do with the referees, it's because we're better than most teams out there. And he's absolutely right. Daniel also dropped some stats to prove his point. He mentioned how, despite the win, Patrick Mahomes didn't even have his best game in terms of passing yards. We struggled on third downs, and get this, Travis Kelce only had 1 reception. 1. Even with all that going against us, we still found a way to win. That's what championship teams do, and that's why we're on top of the NFL mountain right now. Daniel also highlighted some key moments in the game, like Rashee Rice proving he's legit with that pass interference catch. And let's not forget Chris Jones. He destroyed the Bengals' offensive line, forcing that fumble from Joe Burrow that Shamari Connor caught for a touchdown. That play came right after Mahomes made a bad pick, and it showed how our defense can improve when the offense isn't firing on all cylinders. That's what makes us dangerous. We're not just a one-dimensional team. Now, about that controversial penalty, Daniel made it clear. It was defensive pass interference. Period. He closed by saying that this was a true team win for the Chiefs, and he's right. We've proven time and time again that when push comes to shove, we just know how to do it. The rest of the league can be salty about it all they want, but until someone knocks us off our feet, we're going to stay on top. Let's face it, Chiefs fans, remember when the Patriots were the team everyone loved to hate? Well, now it's our turn. We're the new villains of the NFL, and honestly, who cares if the rest of the league doesn't like us? The fans who stuck with this team through the tough years are loving every second of this dynasty. Let's keep rolling. So, what do you think, Chiefs fans? Do the refs really help us, or are we just that good? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Chiefs updates. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Chiefs!